Hey guys, what's going on? I am the GC guy. Behind me you can see the G35. I'm going to go a little more in depth to some of the modifications I'd done on this car already and what it entailed to do those installs, stuff like that, my overall thoughts, and kind of review some of those parts. When I did my first video, intro video if you will, to the channel, I did a quick walk around and just explain some of the stuff that was on the car, but we're going to get a little more in depth with that and explain to you what the benefits are, what I like about them, if it's worth your time, your money, so on and so forth. But I keep teasing you guys with shots in the background of the 350Z and the 300ZX. Those will be coming up on the channel. So we're going to walk over here and just give you a little closer look, kind of introduce the cars, if you will, and tell you kind of where they're at now and what's coming up on them. And yeah, so let's take a look at them. So here is the 2004 Nissan 350Z Pikes Peak Pearl White. As you can see right off the bat, the driver's side headlight has been replaced. The passenger side one needs to be replaced. I don't know if I'm just going to stick with the stock ones on it or if I'll end up doing some aftermarket ones. That is yet to be decided. But the backstory behind that is the whole front bumper actually had been broken and been replaced with a new front bumper and painted and headlight. The car went into some standing water that was on the freeway, slightly hydroplaned. Basically, it was like running into a brick wall, and it broke the front bumper and whatnot. So that is kind of from the front of the car here. Coming up to the side, we are going to be replacing the carbon fiber mirror covers on here. I haven't decided if I'm just going to buy new ones. I think what I'm going to do is try my hand at wet sanding these down and re-clearing them, and if I'm successful with that, I will show you guys that here on the channel and give you an idea of what that takes in case you have something similar, a carbon fiber piece on your car that just needs some TLC to bring it back to where it should be for you. So that will be coming up. The B pillars on here, they did not withstand the test of time. That is unfortunate, but I also, you know, I've talked about on here, do things right the first time. I did not do those right the first time. They weren't cheap, but they were a cheaper brand, and you get what you pay for. So lesson learned. It's not that we can't fix it or replace it, but that's going to, you know, punch a little deeper hole in my pocketbook as I go forward and have these vehicles that I'm trying to work on and do stuff for myself, you know, to share with you guys. And then we have the 94 300ZX. Unfortunately, that car has been sitting for a little bit. Story on that car, I had acquired that car back when I was 18 years old. Absolutely love it. Very blessed and thankful to have it. It is my dream car, one of many, but definitely on the top of my list. And a lot of people probably find that odd, but I fell in love with that car back when I was a young child and used to see the commercials. So when I had the opportunity to get one, I was so thankful, especially at a young age. Backstory with that, like I said, acquired it when I was 18. I am going to be doing a twin turbo swap into that vehicle. It's sitting out in the shop, as well as bringing it back to where that car deserves to be and getting it back on the road. It got parked quite some time ago because I'd swapped out the clutch in it, and unfortunately it got stuck in third. I got frustrated, so there it is. But it is going to be brought back to life. The end game goal is to have it on the road this next upcoming summer and have the T-tops off and really enjoy that car and bring you guys some fantastic content, as well as the process of getting it from where it's sitting right now through surgery, if you will, and back out for everybody to enjoy. So those are coming up. I just wanted to show you guys the vehicles up close a little bit, give you a better understanding of them and what's going on there. My main goal right now and focus is to finish doing some stuff here on the G35. Unfortunately, I'm still waiting on some parts to get here, but I figured, you know, during that time frame before I can actually get you guys some content of doing some installs and reviews of those things, we'll get a little deeper into what's already done to the car, and like I said, my thoughts on those parts and whether they're worth it, they're not worth it. Because I mean, one of the things, especially if you're newer to tuning, building cars, so on and so forth, it can be hard to know where to start and what's worth your money and what's not. I'm also going to talk about a couple things I want to do to the car I can't, based off of it being the sports edition, and we'll get into all that. So the first thing I'm going to talk about though is the Kinetics intake manifold, upper manifold, sorry, on this vehicle, and why I absolutely love it. And to get to that, we're going to go for a drive really quick. I need to get some caffeine. As people that do know me, I have a problem and I don't do well without that. So we'll go get some caffeine, then we'll come back, get into that, and why going for a drive prior to doing that is going to help you understand one of the things I find phenomenal about that intake manifold. Plus, we got to get the car cleaned back up for the day. So before we put the time into doing that, might as well go get it dirty and go from there. So I'll be back with you guys here in a bit. All right, guys, but before we go grab some caffeine and come back and look more into the car, I want to show my appreciation for the people that have taken the time to subscribe and view the videos. And I want to announce I'm going to do a giveaway once I reach 80 subscribers. My way to say thank you to you guys for showing support and checking in. And I have a few of these planned. I have some parts sitting around that I have acquired, and I've kind of changed directions in what I want to do with the vehicle. There's nothing wrong with them. They're brand new. One of the things I have are a set of brand new eyelids from Ionic Dynamics. Phenomenal company. When I ordered these, it was after I got my new headlights. I didn't want to try to take my old ones off, my old headlights, and possibly break them, so on and so forth. When I got these, they accidentally got the wrong color code on them. Phenomenal company though. I reached out to them, let them know, and they worked with me, but I still have them. I don't have a use for them at this time. With the new headlights, I've decided I'm probably not going to put eyelids on them. And if I do, I'm going to be putting a carbon fiber hood on the car at some point in time and get these in carbon fiber to better match. But I'm going to give these away once I hit 80 subs, like I said. And there will be more coming up to that. It's going to be a pretty simple process of being subscribed here on the YouTube channel, as well as following me over on my Instagram. And there will be more details. But I want to let you guys know I appreciate each and every one of you that take the time to subscribe, comment, or even just watch videos. But these will be coming up. Like I said, I will be giving them away at, I think 80 subscribers is a fair number, and it will be a random drawing, but somebody could get these. Super easy to clean up and repaint to match your vehicle, and it's a great value because these do sell for a few $100. So I have them in hand. They're getting harder and harder to come by, and I would like to show my appreciation by giving them to one of you guys or gals. So stay tuned for that. Let's go get that caffeine and get back into talking about the stuff already installed in the car. Thanks, guys. You're all awesome. All right, guys, we are back. We went for a drive, got some caffeine, and it's going to lead into kind of what I was talking about with the Kinetics intake upper plenum. So the reason I wanted to go for a drive before reviewing that and kind of talking about it is I want to show you here that our engine temperatures are up. And we'll jump under the hood. Yes, sorry, we got a glare there, but I do have a check engine light. That is due to my test pipes throwing a code. I will in the future be redoing the bungs down there and putting a spacer in, so that will go away, but it really doesn't bother me. I know what throws it, so just in case anybody was wondering about that. Let's jump under the hood and take a look. All right, guys, I apologize for the mess under here. It is raining out and whatnot, so we do have some road grime. Things aren't polished up like normal, but as you can see, I can lay my hand completely flat on the upper intake plenum with no issue. There's no heat soak, there's no issue whatsoever, which is important because cooler engine temps lead to better horsepower. Plus, the way that this was designed underneath, it's cut in a way that it gives you better airflow to the front banks and even displacement, which helps with horsepower. I have not done a dyno on this vehicle. At some point I will, and a tune as we get further into the build. But from the butt dyno, if you will, I could definitely tell a increase in my pulls. Car pulled harder. It actually helped my fuel economy as well, which is awesome. So highly recommend the kinetics intake upper plenum. We will be doing a lower plenum in the future. As far as installing this, pretty straightforward. You just take the 10mm bolts off the side. The stock upper plenum does have two, I believe it's two, maybe four, that are down in the center part. What you do once that's off is you put those back in to fill the holes with some Loctite, so there's no threat of them getting sucked back out and into your motor. Put the new one on, torque it down to spec, good to go. I was talking to a guy quite a while back that wanted to run a torque damper, and he's like, how are you able to do that with the strut bar? Because the Weaponar torque damper actually comes with a mount. What I was able to do is find a steel hardened bolt, heat treated bolt, off of a John Deere tractor and run it through. It was long enough, and also mount my torque damper basically straight through the strut bar mount as well, and put a acorn nut on the end of it. Haven't had any issues. It does the job. Torque damper, I've noticed a difference. It does help with movement of your engine when you're getting on the gas heavily, which in turn helps get the power through the driveline and to your rear wheels and on the ground. So another one I highly recommend. And if any of you have been trying to figure out, hey, I'd like to run one, I have a strut bar, maybe haven't thought of it, that's what I did, and it works without an issue. So highly recommend that as well. I did the aftermarket Koyo Rad radiator, which that is hot. It has helped actually keep my engine temps down. No issues with it, so another great modification. And when I did that, I did the silicone hoses. Personally, I like how they look, and they don't wear as easily as the stock rubber ones, and also help with insulation, keeping things cooler. So the Takeda intake, I like it. I haven't had any issues with it. I don't think I need to really go too in depth on what the point of an intake is. A lot of guys and gals run the Z-tube, which is fine too. This does give increased better airflow, so that's another one to possibly look at if you're starting off doing a build. The lightweight pulley kit, which I discussed, is down there. You know, I noticed a slight amount of difference overall. When everything comes together, will be beneficial. So you know, and there's no issues as far as the AC and everything still runs. I'm still able to have all the creature comforts, and I haven't had any issues with that. So again, a little bit spendy. I did have Nissan install those because I did not feel like ripping the front of the car apart to get down in there. I've done them on some other cars. They are time consuming. So just be forewarned, if you're looking for something quick and easy, that is not really the quick and easy route, but do recommend it. The test pipes are down under the car. I don't know if I can get down here. I have told you guys I would show you. So let's take a look and see if we can get down under here. And oh boy. Right there they are, the Kinetics test pipes. They are resignated, so those were pretty good bang for the buck, if you will. It's one of the first things I did to the car. Gave the exhaust note a little bit better, deeper sound, and helped the restriction of the exhaust. So again, make sure you check your laws. Where I'm at, this car doesn't have to go through emissions or anything like that. So check your laws. I'm not encouraging people to run aftermarket illegal mods or get themselves in trouble. Again, I'm comfortable with it. I have them. I haven't had any issues, but definitely notable difference. And then I've told you guys I do have the aluminum undershroud under here as well, as you can see, which helps protect the underneath of the car. And we do have the bell housing cover that will be coming on, or being put on, once we do the transmission and whatnot. So I just wanted to talk a little bit more about some of the stuff done to the car and tell you my overall views and thoughts on it, and just kind of how it goes to install the intake. You take the stock air box out. It helps clean up under the hood a little bit, and put the new one in. So that's what I got as far as that for you guys. The things I want to do are like a lower tie bar. So this car does have the rear assisted steering, like the Hiccups and rack and all that for different Nissan models. They have different names. So I can't run that with it. Unfortunately, I was wanting to, as well as I can't do the aftermarket rear differential cover. I wanted to run the Greddy or the Nismo one on there that's finned to help with cooling, but there's clearance issues, and I haven't found a company as of yet that makes one that I can run on this car, and I haven't come up with a way that I'm going to be able to do that. So if anybody knows, you can drop me a comment. I'd appreciate that. That'd be really cool and helpful. But that's where we're at here, guys. Like I said in some of the previous videos, you can take a look. We have stuff that's going to be going on this car that I just want to kind of do all at one time, instead of tearing everything out, putting it in, have to tear stuff back off. I will show you guys when the stuff gets here what that is, and I think you guys will enjoy what's coming up. But as always, guys, do me a favor, be kind to each other. Thank you so much for checking in. Give me a like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. As of now, this is the GZ guy. I'll catch you on the next one.